guys? I'm Quest, and welcome back to Scry, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Questing Beach or TikTok at Beaver Magic, and I'm here again with
co-host. My name is Barry. You can find me on TikTok at Oldtaku, and we're here to talk about the Osgir Commander decks.
Yeah, since spoiler season is now officially over with 275 cards, we're now going to talk about the commanders that come with Strixhaven.
Yep. And so we already know what Osgir does, right? It's one of the most busted Boros legendary creatures that we've seen in a really long time that doesn't do anything with like combat damage or anything like that, which is really great. But now today we're going to talk about the other things that come in the deck.
Yes, definitely a lot of key cards. The first one we got is Alaboa or
Alaboa. I don't
know.
It's really hard.
Yeah, Ancient Witness, which is a 3 colorless, 1 red, 1 white. 1 red, 1 white. 4/5 legendary artifact creature golem. Other artifact creature you control have haste, and then whenever one or more artifacts creature you control attacks, Alaboa Ancient Witness deals X damage to any target. And use Scry X, where X is the number of tap artifacts you control. So not just creature artifacts that need to be tapped, it's any artifact you tap, which is kind of gross. Because you got the land artifacts, and like I think there are like only 3 land artifacts, the undestructible one, and then you got the 2 color ones.
The Boros.
And then just mana rocks and all that. Like, this guy's pretty good. Yeah. I don't know if I would say busted just because like it's very reliant on him, because like if you like kill him before combat, then it's like
no, you don't get to Scry
foiled and you can't like deal X damage anymore.
Yeah,
but yeah,
yeah. I think the part that I see about this that I would expect to see is just artifact creatures you control have haste, and the attack trigger with this is very what I would notice, but. The fact that they put Scry X into this, where X is the number of tapped artifacts you control, not tapped creatures artifacts you control. So like when you tap your mana rocks, your like you said, the lands, you get to Scry, which I mean after like 4 to 5 Scries, it's almost like getting a card, or just like it's card selection.
Maybe
right?
it should have been like draw X card.
No, but that fact, it's gonna be almost. It's just card selection. You're really weeding out the top of the deck, so you don't get land flooded or you don't get land screwed. Mm-hmm. And it's just it's a really nice way to set up your top deck. And then of course we saw a certain Elder Dragon that would like to that you could just throw in here just for like instant sorcery stuff, shenanigans.
Yeah, and so I just thought of a little bit of R&D. Let's fix this card for a minute. What if X would just draw X cards and then discard that mini?
That wouldn't be too bad actually, just because it's a looting effect.
Yes,
and that's pretty much in the color pie for red.
Yeah.
Not so much white. Maybe they're like, we can't give white too much card draw. They already have a secret rendezvous.
Yeah.
No, but this will definitely be like one of those casual fun builds that I'd like to see at a table.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next one. We have Leshield, Clockworker Scholar, 2 and a white legendary creature, Elephant Artificer. Prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to attacking artifact creatures you control. Whenever one or more artifact creatures enter the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn.
Okay, that's a decent ability to draw a card whenever one or more artifacts.
Especially for mono white.
Yeah, but it says creatures, not just artifacts like the last card.
Well,
yeah. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Well, I think the reason why they had to tack on the it only triggers once is, I mean, you've already seen this combo in a certain zombie god mono white, but in Oketra, if you have Cloudstone Courier, a Memnite, and a Omnithopter, you would just infinitely draw your deck out.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I think that's the reason why they had to put that clause in there. But still, I think it's still a great 3-drop mono white commander for people that like to play mono white for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then like the first part, it's typical white stuff. Prevent all combat damage. It's like an Iroas effect. Mm-hmm. But it's just a little cherry on top that you at least get to draw one extra card per turn.
Yes, it's definitely a fair commander for sure.
Yeah,
for 3 mana, 2/4, and then prevent all damage that would be dealt to attacking artifacts creature you control, which is pretty decent. So yeah.
Yeah, you know, like
Definitely
like
fair.
I'm gonna prevent my damage to my what's it called, my worm coil engine
Yeah.
and my Phyrexian Triniform, you know, but don't worry about it, you know. All right, let's
Yeah.
get to the last the last extra commander you get in this deck.
It's Leia?
Yeah, Lelia.
Lela? The Blade Reforged for 1 red and 2 colorless. It's a legendary creature, Spirit Warrior, and it has haste. And then whenever Lela, the Blade Reforged, attacks, exile the top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. And then whenever you exile one more card from your library and or your graveyard, put a 1/1 counter on Lilia. That's pretty decent for ability. Like this, I don't know if this would be an actual like a commander type card, but it definitely fits in like a bunch of 99s, like the Offward. I can't even remember his name. The one dwarf that got spoiled in Strixhaven.
Oh, the Spirit Lord.
Yeah, the Spirit Lord that does broken stuff. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, this will be a great slot in to the 99 for that, just because you're gonna be exiling cards from your graveyard anyway.
yeah.
And so it's gonna get pretty buffed. This seems like it could be a really fun casual Voltron commander, and the fact that it gives you a conditional card draw where it's like where you're exiling the card you may play it this turn. The fact that it says play means you can play lands from your exile pile, or if someone someone Bajuka bogs your graveyard. This thing is just gonna be like maybe it could be possibly like a 50 plus 15 plus 15 on counters.
And then this card will probably be fitting in with my Tully deck for sure. Just
that's not cool.
yeah,
The fact that it has haste, it's just great. Also, just like you could also set up for your graveyard to be exiled as a combat trick. Like if you swing out with her, no one blocks. Our Soul Guide Lantern my graveyard, it gets plus 18 counters, or plus 19 counters.
Yeah, or you could like give it infect and like, cool, I'll kill someone right now. I'll just exile 10 cards in my graveyard. Like, cool, you're dead.
Why is it always infect with you?
Don't worry about it, man. Or even poison, No, I didn't.
But yeah, this definitely is. It would be a fun like build around. I mean, obviously it's gonna be a very mono red type of build where it's combat centric instead of burn stuff. But it's still fun, and I think it's gonna be perfect in the 99 for spirit decks that have red in it, right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get to the next card. One of the notable new cards in the deck.
Oh man, Monologue tags 2 colors and 1 white enchantment, and whenever an opponent casts their second spell this turn, you create a treasure token. This card is definitely fair. It's way fairer than Smothering Tithe for sure. I mean, it would be definitely busted if it said whenever an opponent casts their second spell or more, or like after their first spell, you make that many. Like storm cards, like yeah, man, give me all that. Like definitely good.
Well, if someone's storming off, they're probably gonna win. But yeah, this is definitely it's a little bit less annoying than the Smothering Tithe. Like, are you gonna pay to? Are you gonna pay to? Like,
yeah,
this one you just get it. But I'm pretty sure we do have a friend in our play group that plays Zur, and this might find a slot in his deck just because it's 3 mana. It's 1 less than the Smothering Tithe. And if you get this out early, like maybe you get on a turn 1 with a Mana Crypt and a land, and then everyone's still going to be trying to ramp up early, develop their board early, maybe casting 1-2 drops.
Yeah.
And then they're just going to propel you a little bit further ahead just because you're creating all these treasures.
Yeah, for sure. And like his Zur deck it's not what you think. It's not competitive Zur. It's more like we're all just going to draw the game. That type of game.
Oh man, but yeah, this is definitely a piece that you could fetch out with Zur. I mean, there's a lot of like you could Savine's Reclamation this from the graveyard.
Yeah.
So it being a 3-drop is it's gonna see a lot more play than you think it would, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Right. All right, let's get to the next one. We have Cursed Mirror, 2 in a red artifact. It is a mana rock that taps for red, but when it enters the battlefield, it may become a copy of any creature on the battlefield until end of turn, except it has haste.
I like the fact that till end of turn, I mean, you could still add mana.
Yeah.
It's still a good card. Like, you could definitely, you could maybe just kill someone with that card, right? If someone had, like, a Blightstone and just played it just for funds, or, like, or a Tully, like, cool. I like, Oh man, that might be. Oh, I'm tinkering my head right now for some busted card to add to this, but yeah, definitely just Blightsteel. Let's say that. Like, cool, I like your Blightsteel. I'm gonna just kill someone else with it.
Yeah, or
And
I like that Ulamog. That's cute. I want to
yeah,
exile 20 cards from your library.
yeah, to try and think of like other like, but because it does enter battlefields, you still get the ETB effect,
trigger,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's that's pretty gross too.
Yeah. So yeah, this is, and then the fact that like after you get that one time use out of it, it's still a mana rock.
Yeah.
So you can get in quick damage, and then it becomes a mana rock. And then if you play this in Osgir, which I don't see why you wouldn't, you can get two of these that become two creatures.
So basically, you could like Crater Hoof. Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
like to just kill everyone at this table now.
Right, like like oh snap, someone has a Crater Hoof, that other person has an Avenger of Zendikar. Okay.
I mean, they don't gain haste, right? None of the plant tokens,
no,
right?
the plant tokens don't gain haste, but your Avenger of Zendikar and your Crater Hoof will really all they need is the buff from the lands that you control, right?
Oh yeah, basically.
So, yeah, this is definitely I could see this being slot. I mean, even though it's a 3-drop on only 1 mana, the added effect of it becoming a creature, like someone has maybe a what's it called, a soul harvest, or they have a Nyx Bloom Ancient. You're like
yeah,
3
that
mana.
too.
For 1 turn, if you could have triple mana in any non-green deck, it's gonna be worth it.
Yeah, it's definitely going to like break your board state. Like, all right, well, I have a Nyx Bloom in Moros. All right, time to do what I want.
Time to empty out my hand
Or win right there on the spot. But yeah, this is definitely going to be a slot in a lot of decks for sure, like for artifacts or Grixis or like any type of artifact deck for sure.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next card.
Next card is Arkham.
Archaeomancer.
Archaeomancer, my bad. Archaeomancer's map for 2 colorless and 1 white artifact. And then when Archaeomancer's map entered the battlefield, search the library for up to 2 basic playing cards, reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your library. And then whenever a land entered the battlefield under an opponent controlled, if that player controls more lands than you, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. That is basically a burgeoning with like, I mean, it definitely is a burgeoning.
Yeah.
If your opponent controls more land, then it's like you get to land, which definitely like helps you out more.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, if you can keep, like, if you have a land tax out too, and you can keep dropping lands at other people's end steps, I mean, obviously you're gonna catch up.
Yeah.
But that's what white kind of does in the ramping department. They're always playing catch up, but this can catch you up to their turns when it gets to your turn.
Yeah, whenever they like ramp really hard, like let's say turn 1 mana crypt cultivate, then like turn 2 Skychild Climb, like cool. And then you have like land tax out and that, and like cool. I'm going to drop all my lands down as you do that.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, I needed the help so much.
Yeah, definitely a powerful card for like an artifact.
Yeah, I mean, I when I saw this, I was like, oh man, maybe I'll try it out in my Narset deck. You know.
Yeah, thank goodness it's not just colorless. This card will be pretty good in like a lot of decks that are not green.
Oh, right, yeah. But, they're like, white needs all the help they need. And, it does sort of not stall you out, but sort of limits you to what kind of lands you can get, because you could only get basic planes.
Yes.
So that's what really is like the caveat to that. But I can see like Darien players rejoicing like, oh, I finally can ramp a little bit, or catch up players. So this will be definitely. I think this might be the new white staple, mono white staple card.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep. And let's get to right here. Wake the Past. 5 red and white sorcery. Return all artifact cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. They gain haste this turn.
Definitely like a very high payoff card for, I mean, like with the sets going right now, like you sacrifice artifacts and get the value that you need, and then you play this card and then your opponent's like, oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, like something like that. Like I don't know about Osgir because you exiled the artifact, but like if it's like not like exiling the artifact and you just like have a whole graveyard full of that, then you're like, cool, I'm gonna just get all my good artifact creatures and just kill someone.
Exactly. Or if your deck is pretty heavy on the looting, and you're just pitching all your high CMC artifact creatures, your what's that one dragon, the 6-drop dragon.
Still Hellkite.
Yeah, if you drop in Steel Hellkite, you're dropping your Phyrexian Triniforms. The new 9-drop that's in here, that's pretty much the same thing. Then you're definitely like, this is definitely like the card that you're building up to.
Yeah. All right. Little R&D here. Let's change. I don't want to give my own opinion. Like, all right, let's change the card a bit. Let's make it 3. No, let's make it 4 mana.
Nope.
But when it return all artifact creatures onto the battlefield, but you have to exile them at the beginning of the next episode.
Oh, okay. I would put that at 5.
5.
Yeah, just because you're still like, you know, if you can loot early enough with like faithless looting and throw up possibilities and all that stuff, then you're really just setting it up for the 5-drop. You're like, oh, I can't wait to do this at 5.
Yeah, then you have like a sack outlet where like they don't exile too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. See, so I think still 5 because you didn't add in the text that if it would to go to the graveyard this turn, it would exile it instead.
Okay, never mind. Yeah.
So you gotta do like 5. I think it's a little bit. That's fair.
But yeah, this card definitely good for 7 mana. Just return them all. They just stay. But yeah, definitely good.
This is like the Rise of the Dark Realms for artifact creature decks.
Yeah, if it said return all artifacts from graveyards
to your side of the battlefield.
Yeah, that would be pretty good. But yeah,
then it would be 9. You know? It'd have to be 9. I mean, the payoff might not be that big because how many people are really, you know, the most you're gonna get from other decks is like, all right, cool, I have 3 Solemn Simulacrums. Yeah. Maybe a Palladium Mirror. All right, let's get to the next, to our last card for the day.
Evacuation Technique. 3 colorless, 1 white sorcery, and it had Demonstrate. Demonstrate does when you cast this spell, you may copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies, and then destroy target non-land permanent. Its controller creates 2 treasures. That's a politic card right there. I don't like politic cards. That's my opinion. But what do you think about this card?
Oh, I love politic cards.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started playing EDH, I obviously didn't have the more expensive cards with people. So politics was ways that I really won a lot of games. You know, at some point, obviously, the more that you play with a certain play group, the more they're gonna start noticing like, he just sits quiet and then he just wins out of nowhere.
Yeah, like when I try to politic, like if someone's like really ahead and about to like go off, like that guy doing something right there. I think he's like tap down and do something.
Oh yeah.
And then when I like go off and win, like I was a real threat at the moment when I like trying to like persuade like, hey, that guy trying to win right there, but I need to win next turn, so.
Yeah. Quest has no credit in our play group for politics. he is the backstabber.
I am no backstabber, good sir. It's all about killing people in the game.
Oh yeah, See, so but for me, yeah, definitely, especially in certain decks that you're gonna have, maybe you want to target a player who doesn't have enchantment removal. Someone's playing maybe Rakdos. Or they don't have consistent enchantment removal. All right, Feed the Swarm is only 1. And so, yeah, maybe you want to make a deal with them, or you can team up with somebody to put one person that's just way too far ahead. Like, you know, someone out here is playing a Grim Monolith and all the Moxes and stuff. Like, all right, well, let's take away those toys just to like slow him down just a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, maybe someone's playing stacks, and you know, you're like, all right, let's get rid of the stack pieces so we can finally play, or like the Drannith Magistrate. So definitely, I think this is still a good card. I mean, you're gonna give an opponent 2 treasures, but maybe at that point it's not gonna matter.
Yeah, probably not gonna matter just because like the treasure, like depends on what you destroy, right? If you destroy creatures, like it's giving them 2 extra mana at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I mean, it's what's it called? It's fleeting mana.
Yeah.
You know, the mana is going to go disappear. So if you want to take away someone's Thoran Dynamo or Gilded Lotus and then give them 4 temporary mana, it's still a better deal out of the whole thing.
I'll be okay with that because COD's like, I got to take an extra next turn.
See?
Cool.
But yeah, or maybe your commander is imprisoned in the moon, or he's hearing songs of dryads.
Yeah.
So yeah, like maybe it's just to get your commander back from an enchantment. So this is definitely, I think, a really good card, especially for just politics. Maybe you'll try to curry favor from somebody. Like, I'll give it to you so you can get your commander back.
Yeah.
And then just don't swing at me next turn.
Well, I'm expecting the value of this card probably around like $10, maybe.
Yeah, especially because
maybe less, like maybe like $6. Just because, like, it's definitely a political card, but like it's give your opponent two lands for a turn. But yeah, it's that's why I think about that card.
Yeah.
Just
But yeah, this
a
deck,
staple.
I think this Boros deck is probably the most balanced type of deck I've seen so far from a pre-con Boros.
Yeah, can't wait to see the other ones. Maybe tomorrow we'll get like a different one, or we get two, or we'll probably get them all this week, just because we got the Boros one today, and they just finished the actual Strixhaven spoiler, which I'm actually kind of sad there are no Jenga taxes, but that's all right.
He owes me money now. So. All right, guys. Well, hey, thanks for joining us today. Tomorrow we'll hopefully bring you the other notable cards in the other list. My name is Barry.
My name is Quest, and we are the Scry guys.